Stick figures to the left and right. I'm Michael Smerconish in Philadelphia. Twitter has been on fire these past couple of days, largely because its future owner has caused conniptions among political observers on the left and the right. On Thursday, Elon Musk tweeted a drawing from Colin Wright, a contributing editor at an online magazine called Quillette, and depicted our stick figures on an ideological spectrum in 3 different years. One is labeled me, with whom Musk apparently identifies. While me is seemingly stuck in place, the ground around he, him, or her shifts. What was a slightly left-of-center position in 2008 is, by 2021, the turf of a right-leaning conservative. Take a look. The diagram is worthy of scrutiny. To my eye, it suggests that Elon Musk believes the political climate of the last decade plus has caused a reassessment of where he sees himself on the political spectrum. To me, it screams, my feet haven't moved. The ground around me has. And who among us is most responsible for the shifting landscape? He says woke progressives. In reply to a commenter, Musk elaborated, saying, quote, I strongly supported Obama for president, but today's Democratic Party has been hijacked by extremists. As you can imagine, that didn't go over so well with the extremists. And Musk wasn't done. The richest man on the planet then said the far left hates everyone, themselves included. About 15 minutes later, another missive from Musk, quote, but I'm no fan of the far right either. Let's have less hate and more love. Later on Friday, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez rebuffed the idea that the extreme left had taken over and added this. I'm tired of having to collectively stress about what explosion of hate crimes is happening because some billionaire with an ego problem unilaterally controls a massive communication platform and skews it because Tucker Carlson or Peter Thiel took him to dinner and made him feel special. Musk then responded, AOC, stop hitting on me. I'm really shy, with a blushing face. She wrote back that she'd been talking about Zuckerberg and then deleted that tweet. Look, I'm the most pleased and least surprised by Musk's declarations. As I said here 2 weeks ago in a commentary, Musk is no servant to ideology. He's an independent, a critical thinker who feels no sense of loyalty to either end of the ideological scale. His political record is consistent for its inconsistency, in a good way. And I find his self-reflection to be inspiring and, I hope, infectious. How about we all declare where we stand and where we've been before? You pick your milestone years and get started. I'll go first. For me, it would be 1980, 2010, and 2022. Back in 1980, I registered as a Republican, cast my ballot for Reagan-Bush. I was still a Republican in 2008, when for the first time I voted for a Democrat for president. By 2010, I had shifted my affiliation to independent, and today, stuck in the middle with many of you. By the way, don't take my word for it. Earlier this year, a Colorado-based media watchdog called Adfontes released results of their latest media bias survey of 1,426 sources. There's a center line at 0 for what they see as neutral, based on assessments of content. You can either be to the left of that center, which they express as a minus, or you can be to the right. Some examples of what they found to be far left? Okay. MSNBC's Joy Reid is a minus 19.53. Rachel Maddow, her colleague, is a minus 16.90. CNN, a minus 8.65. Over on the right side, here's what you find. Fox News host Sean Hannity is at plus 26.17. Tucker Carlson's a plus 23. Newsmax 15 and change. Fox News 14. New York Post 12. Wall Street Journal 5. Where'd I come in? Very proud of my score, a minus 1.33. Pretty darn close to my personal goal, known as a Blutarsky. Remember?
Mr. Blutarsky. 0.0.
So, where do you stand? When I asked that question of my SiriusXM radio listeners this week, many were inspired to make a sketch and tag me online. Here are a couple. It's interesting. Most people, it seems, change over time. I think that's healthy. It's a reflection of life experiences. Beware of those who think they had all the answers back in the day and still think they had it figured out from the get-go, I say. Of course, today we don't reward evolution of thought and openness to new ideas, either from politicians or their handlers in the media. Instead, we call that flip-flopping. We cling to media mouthpieces who project a confidence in rigidity of viewpoint. Look, if Elon Musk really is somewhere in the center, he's got a lot of company. Earlier this year, Gallup made headlines with a poll of Americans' political preferences that seemed to indicate a move toward the Republican Party. I think that misrepresented the result. See, when Gallup initially asked, with which political party do you identify? In the fourth quarter, the initial numbers were as follows. Democrats, 28%, Republicans, 28%, Independents, 42%. Only after that did Gallup push these people and say, well, yeah, but which way do you lean? And then they got more leaning Republican, which I think only reinforces Musk's point.